people are missing tonight. Hey, Christina. So I wanted to just go, I'm not going to talk real long tonight, but I just had a few things I thought I would go over with you that I feel like are important, just some things I've been learning, and then we'll open it up for you all to talk. Real quick to remind you, I posted this in our group, I think it was Friday. Remember how a few weeks ago, Stephanie and I broke down how you can get to diamond in 6 weeks, starting as if you had nobody. And so some of you are further along than no coaches, but most of you, I would believe, are emerald at least. And so this had you starting all the way back as if you had none. But we are now in the second phase of this, okay, second week, with your goal being popping an emerald. Well, this says on January 17th, but if you haven't popped an emerald last week, man, I can't talk tonight, you guys, then this coming Thursday, goal is to get you another emerald coach underneath you by this Thursday. Also, I'm working on the same goal because getting to emerald will help you work towards the first trophy piece, on the road to elite this year that they've done. And so I believe that first goal is a certain amount of volume. I don't remember exactly what it is, but one of the things you have to do is you have to have your first emerald underneath you. So I haven't even reached team builder yet. So that's one of my goals this week, is to get to team builder. And another one of my goals is getting an emerald under my mom this week. So I am right there with you. My goal is getting my mama to diamonds like this week or next. So I'm working on the same goals. So the next thing to be doing is planning your next challenge group. So make sure you know when that's starting. I know that many of us are involved in the Transform 20 group, but I'm also myself been running a extended group from the holidays. I just kept that group going because I had a little black dress group, and then I kept that going and transitioned it right into a new year Rock Your Resolutions group. So I'm continuing on with that, but you may have a different plan. Your next goal is to help 2 people get started as discount coaches, okay, or working coaches. So you want to sign 2 coaches up this week. And in order to do that, we need to be inviting 30 people this week, 20 to a challenge group, 10 to the business opportunity. With the sneak peek being this Thursday night, you should be hammering out some invites. Julie shared a great invite example. I've actually sent that out to several people today, Julie, that Stephanie Van Epps had given us that example. If you want to pop it in the chat in case someone missed it. But really, I thought a really good way to invite people over to our sneak peek or just to listen to the coaching opportunity this week. Okay, so that, you guys, that averages out. If you have to invite 30 people this week, with 20 being to a challenge group, 10 to the business, that's really not that much. That averages out to 6 people a day. It doesn't take that long to invite 6 people a day into your business in some form or fashion, okay? That will also, this is helping you hit the goal of locking in Success Club 10. We want to get to that as soon as possible before the 30th of the month. Trying to lock that in early is helpful. And earn $100. Oh, remember, if you enroll 5 coaches within, I believe it was 5 weeks, you are going to be able to earn a $100 bonus. Ashley, you've done that, haven't you? Yeah, she just enrolled 5 coaches this month. So Ashley's already locked in that $100 extra bonus. That's way to go. And hang on, I was looking at my notes over here. The other thing you need to do is schedule 7 posts for your social media. I've been working on that today, thinking about what I want to post for the week. I took a lot of pictures because I did my hair today, so I had Greg help me take some photos and some different shirts so that I have them for the week. I haven't always been good about that, so I was like, hey, I'm going to hire you to help me. And then says, plug 5 people into our sneak peek on Facebook and follow up with them. If they say yes, begin the Getting Started Right process for new coaches. Okay, has everybody seen the new coach checklist that I posted in Dream Big in the units? Anybody miss that? You can unmute if you don't know what I'm talking about. Wanted to show y'all this though. Hang on. I'm going to share my screen for a second. And in case anybody is not sure what I'm talking about, I will show you real quick. Are y'all seeing Facebook? That's cute. Let's see. Dream big. I have so many. Is there a way to close all of my chat boxes at once? Because it takes me like forever to close all these boxes. Okay. So now when people go to Dream Big, I have it set up to where the first thing they should be seeing is, which this keeps changing. I don't know if someone's changing this. Let me fix this again. Where they should be seeing units as the default. So they're going to have to click over to discussion if they want to see all the other posts. But I'm hoping that by coaches seeing the units first, that they are going to be drawn to checking some of this out. I've really been working hard at putting content in here, but not too quickly because it overwhelms the Facebook page. But at the very top, I have new coach welcome letter and checklist. Now, I personally send this to my coach in a personal message, but for coaches on the team that may not be as proactive with that, it's here, okay? So what that looks like, super simple. I love it. It's a Google form sheet, okay? And it welcomes them to the team. It tells them what their first 3 goals are as a coach. I tell my people, watch that welcome video in this new coach checklist and get back to me and tell me what kind of coach you want to be. If they say discount coach, I say no worries, just store this checklist away in case you ever decide you want to work the business. In the meantime, I'm excited to work with you on your journey. If they're hobby or discount coach, then I prompt them to continue with the checklist, and then I say, hey, let's get busy on inviting a few of your closest friends in to join us, and I give them an example invite and encourage them to send a transformation picture, whether it's their own or mine or someone else's that they've seen, to their friend. So it just walks them through. I'm not going to go through all this. You guys can go back and look at this so you know what your new coach is going to be getting on here. But I try to hit some of the most important things that they need to know right from the get-go. That way, when I get on the Getting Started Right call, they already know what Success Club is. They already have an idea of what an Emerald Coach is. This is the new thing I really wanted to point out to you guys. Wait a minute, that didn't take me to the right place. I may need to fix that. It looks like I need to fix that link, so let me go here. Okay, so can y'all see this business strategy plan? Do y'all see that or not see that yet? Hang on, share. Okay, now you see it? So someone shared this on the round table and I thought it was awesome. So last week when I saw this, I was like, I've got to integrate this. And so I changed up our new coach checklist a little bit and added this in there. So whenever I have a new coach now, I want them to give this to me, whether they email it to me as an attachment or snap me a picture of it before our Getting Started Right call. And this is going to give me an idea of what this coach is wanting to work towards. So I really like that. As soon as we get on the call, we're going to go over these questions first. So I can figure out what is their main goal and why is that important to them. It's super important. Okay, so now you know that. It gets them to write down 10 friends and family members that they can invite, and then the people they would want to have, their top 10 dream team people. Okay, so right from the get-go. And on the call, I'm going to start helping them send those invites out. If they haven't sent any invites out, we're going to do it right then. So kind of prompting them to step through that fear and let's do this and show them how easy it is. Because as soon as you start breaking the ice, you start sending some invites out, the easier it gets. So we're going to do that together, and then I'll help them respond to some of the responses that may be coming in while we're sitting there on the phone. So very action-based type of phone call. And this right here has the example invites for them. And then I'll go over, what an emerald is and why that's important. Okay. So just take some time to look at that. I think it's very streamlined. I just need to add it into our checklist because apparently I didn't put the right link. Okay. So, now the other thing I just wanted to go over real quick is I've been reading this book, Build to Last. It is so good. It's actually very leadership focused. I thought it was going to be more of more like on inviting and like network marketing type book, similar to things I've read in the past. But it is like so much what leaders need to be reading. It's deeper than that. And it's written by Keith Callahan. He's actually a coach. He's a coach under a guy named Bob Lucido, and Bob is a very successful millionaire coach. And when you think of leaders in our company who really have built deep, strong organizations, those are some people that come to mind. So he talks about one of the important things that we have to have is mindset. And I'm just going to go over the key points here. He says leaders focus on who they are becoming more than what they are getting. So it's always us thinking about the person that we're becoming in the process and constantly growing ourselves and changing ourselves, versus always thinking about, how can I get to, obviously certain ranks are important, but not letting that be your only tie to thinking that you're a leader, right? Because getting to 2-star, getting to diamond, getting to 10-star doesn't necessarily mean that you have grown in leadership, right? We want to be growing ourselves in the process. And also, if you tie yourself just to a rank, believe me, you'll lose rank at some point. I lose rank all the time. I'm always up and down. And so if I tied that to what I thought success was in this business, I would be completely frustrated, right? So that's not your only measure at all. Leaders, number 2, leaders don't just believe they can, they know they will. I think I shared that quote with some of you this week, but I thought that was really powerful. Not just believing that you can, but absolutely knowing that you will do it. Having that strong mindset of, it's not a matter of if I get to so-and-so goal or if I replace my teaching income, or it's a matter of I'm going to do it. It doesn't really matter how long it's going to take. I'm just not going to quit. And when we have that type of mindset, people are more drawn to that. They want to work with a coach that's super confident. And he told the story about how Bob Lucido, when he was a newer coach, he would message Keith, the author, about joining the organization. And, he kept just saying, no, I'm not going to do it, but he said Bob believed in the products and he believed in the business opportunity and he believed in the leaders at the corporate level, but he wasn't quite believing in himself yet. And when he finally started, he went to an event and Bob met some others who were having big success and he saw himself in them, and it was just something clicked. And he realized without a doubt that he was going to do this, and he was going to be successful no matter what. And so there was just that slight shift from, okay, I believe in the products, I believe in the mission of the business, but do I actually believe that I am going to be successful at this business? And just that slight change and shift in his, his mindset changed his energy. And that is when Keith finally was like, okay, I'm going to do this. Like he just saw that in him and that belief in him. So ask yourself, do you know without a doubt that you're going to build a large organization? Is that, if that's your goal, do you know without a doubt that you're going to get to that end vision that you want? Number 3, leaders don't just show up. They show up with the right mindset. And that, is important. we have to get rid of the negative little voice that wants to creep in during the day. And he says he would repeat to himself, I can, I will, I am. That's why those affirmations that we have on the checklist are so important. As silly as they seem, it does really start to work on that inner voice. And that inner voice does absolutely affect your actions and the energy that's coming across. I really liked how they said 95% of enduring success is the mindset, the thoughts, the feelings behind the actions you're taking. So just continuing to keep showing up is not going to be enough. That's only going to get you so far in this business. So you have to continue to grow yourself and work on that inner self-talk. He told the story of, I don't know if any of you guys have heard of Liz Harkey. Y'all know who she is? I've been around a long time, so I know who she is. Well, Julie does. She's heard of her. But Liz was trying to get to two-star diamond. And it came down to she just needed 4 more coaches to hit 2-star. And she had 5 or 6 days left. And she got on the phone with Keith and was like, I'm just not going to hit it. I'm not going to be able to hit it. It's just too late. It's not going to happen. And he's like, what do you mean it's not going to happen? She's like, well, I need 4 more people. And she's like, there's not enough time. He's like, what do you mean you're not going to hit it? You can hit that. And she's like, well, it's impossible. I just can't do it. And he said, stop going out there and trying to talk to people when you don't believe that it's actually possible. You have 3 days to hit this goal. Spend as much time as you need, even if it's the entire next 2 days, getting your mind right. Even if you have to pretend. Get in the mindset of believing it's possible. If you can take it one step further, I want you to get into the mindset of knowing that signing up 4 more people is possible and knowing that it's going to happen. And so she got off the call and was a little reluctant, but she agreed to give it her best shot, and she hit it. She got those 4 coaches signed up and became a 2-star diamond by her deadline. And she's gone on to hit 15-star. But I mean, that's pretty powerful right there. It's just that little shift in the way she was thinking. Number 4, leaders understand they own big businesses. I think this is also super incredibly important when it comes to our consistency with the business and how we treat it. Because how many times do we have coaches that come in and they'll give it a shot for a month or 2 months, maybe even 6 months. And they're like, well, I just haven't gotten the momentum that I want, so I'm just going to quit. But the thing is, what we're very lucky about with this business is it only costs $160 to get started, right? But there's not a lot of buy-in. There's not a lot of skin in the game with only having to invest about $160, to get started in this business. So people don't always treat it as if it's a big business. So if you can really think of it, he did research and he said that he looked up how much it would cost to get a McDonald's franchise, just out of curiosity. He said buying into a franchise would probably cost $1 million or more. And he'd have to get a loan for up to about $250,000 to get the loan to purchase the franchise. And, if you think about it yourself, if you had to take out, if you had $250,000 on the line, you would probably not quit after a month or 2 of a rough time, right? So it's the same thing with our business. We're going to show up if we really keep in mind that this is a big business and has huge potential. We're not going to just, I don't feel so great today, or I didn't get much sleep, or my kid's sick, so I'm not going to send any invites today. We'll begin to think of it differently if we think of it like we invested $250,000 into it. Number 5, leaders set one overarching long-term goal. And so, for example, if you want to make $1 million in a year, every year as your income with Beachbody, then you have to make sure that your actions are aligning with helping you get to that goal. And also the different ranks and titles that come with coaching, do those always align with your big goal? So for example, we have the ranks of Star Diamond and Elite and Premier and Top 10 and Success Club. And sometimes there's certain, depending on your positioning in the company, it may be smarter to not necessarily build your first business center versus building a second when it comes to your income. So you have to watch those things. Everybody's situation is different, but you have to decide, what is your overall goal? What's important to you? Is it the rank and title, or is it making money? Being careful not to chase shiny objects. I'm on a call. Is it an emergency? Hang on just a second, y'all. All right. Okay. Number 6, leaders create momentum and ride it out. I loved this analogy, thinking of a big wave. He says, in order to get out to the big wave, you have to go through the crashing surf first. And once you get through the surf, the water's calm. So the crashing waves are the things like your fears, your insecurities, your self-doubt, the negative self-talk that's going through your mind. And the surf is your lack of success and your lack of skills when you're first getting started. We have to move through these pieces in order to get out to the wave. As we move through them one by one and start to see some small wins, we get closer to the wave and to the momentum. We're getting to the end of the surf and out to where we can catch a wave. And that's a cool analogy, right? Like, do any of you feel like you're kind of in like the crashing part right now? Yeah. We have to trudge through that, and you will get to that wave. Not to say that you don't ever fall off of it, because you do, but we just keep going and get back on it. But overall, keeping that momentum going, it's the stopping and going that is exhausting and hurts your momentum. All right, number 7, this is the final point. Leaders give themselves permission to succeed. Having that mindset of you are capable and you are worthy of earning that whatever title it is that you want to work towards, that you have permission to succeed at the highest level in this business. It's just kings and queens. They either get to that position because it's in their bloodline, or they earn the title. And in our business, we have to earn the title ourselves. Nobody's going to give it to us. We have to work hard for it. At church today, our pastor said, people want the results that come from commitment without actually having to make the commitment and stick to the commitment, right? And Greg looked at me and he was like, yeah, that's so true, like in our business, right? Like, how many times do people, like, they want the results without having to actually stick to it and be committed to getting there. And you can apply that to anything in life and marriage and your fitness journey as well, right? But yeah, he's been talking about crossroads in life, and commitment was the whole talk today at church. All right, does anybody have anything they want to add or say right now? All right, so the action steps from this is, remember at the beginning when our first team call for this year, we talked about your 10-year vision. And Rachel Hollis talks about that in her book that's coming out in March. But knowing where you want to see your life in 10 years. What does that look like? What do you wear? What kind of car do you drive? Where do you live? What is your day like? What foods do you eat? How do you feel? Just really getting in and thinking about what you want that to look like. And so he brings you back to remembering and thinking about those things. And then he says, write down the long term, like he says 5-year. You could say 5 years, you could say 10 years, maybe both, income goal that you're going to strive for to support that life. So whatever vision you have for yourself in 5 years, and then in 10 years down the road, what income do you need in order to have that vision come to life? And then number 2, think of a shorter term goal in 3 to 6 months. what is a stepping stone goal that's going to get you closer to that 10-year vision for your life? Where would you like to be in 3 to 6 months? And those type of goals help create urgency for you. I mean, we can think about December, which is great to have an end of the year goal, but it's so far out. You need something within the next 3 to 6 months that's going to stretch you and push you and create some urgency in your life, because that urgency is what's going to create action. And then he says, create I am statements. There we go, right? We talk about this. I am becoming a leader of leaders. I am empowered. I am confident. I am a 5-star diamond coach, or, whatever it is. I am making $5,000 a month. Whatever it is, you've got to write it down every day as if you've already done it and achieved it, so that your mind gets into that, that state and wants you to create action throughout the day. Okay? All right. So that's my talk for tonight. Let's go through real quick, and on a scale of 1 to 10, and Christina, I know you probably don't know what I'm talking about, I know she's looked at the tracker. So Christina is, Kelly is my coach, and Christina is also underneath Kelly, and she's an amazing leader within Kelly's team too. So I invited her to check out our group. So she's really wanting to bust some booty this year too on her goals. So, so anyway, and she's amazing. I've gotten to hang out with her a few times. But we go through, and they've been using the tracker, and they're just going to say on a scale of 1 to 10 how the tracker went over the last week, and then any questions that they have. Okay. Ashley, you're on the top left corner, so I'll let you go first. Let's see.
I'm unmuted, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I think this has been my best week as far as actually filling out the tracker pretty much every day.
Nice.
I don't know if I 10x'd everything. I may have. I think I have invited more to the coaching opportunity this week than I have in the year and a half I've been doing this.
Awesome.
But on the flip side, I guess, I have had everyone say no.
So I've had a lot of no's lately too, so you're not alone.
That's just a super big bummer right now. So hearing all of that, what you just read, like, really resonated with me.
Yeah.
Just keep going. You can't let it stop you.
Yeah. Like the way
no's should drive you to. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So my goal was to hit SE10 this week, and so then I could start building Guy, and didn't happen. I'm still stuck at 8, which is awesome. I mean, that's really good, but it wasn't my goal. So
hey, but you're moving closer. Most of the coach invites, are they probably not your current challengers if you've sent a lot, right? Or who are they mostly that you're reaching out
to? Some are like friends from the past, just trying to reconnect with them. Some are re-invites. Some are just like random mutual Facebook friends that they're either already into fitness, they're posting about going to the gym. So I'm like, you're already doing this. Let's those kind of invites. And I used the Julie example. And then some of our other ones, that some PBJ type invites, trying to relate to stuff that they're posting about. But it's I'm either getting no response, or it's not for me, or I'm too busy.
Okay. Do you try to work through the not too busy responses a little bit? Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, do you see me over here?
Yeah. And most of them, like I've had one that I was talking to today, and I just put back, busy, I totally get that. What are you doing to, these days? What keeps you so busy? And she hasn't responded. But I think I feel partly like I'm probing into their lives, and I'm like asking all these weird questions of people that I don't even really know. And I feel like they're probably on the other end of their phone or their computer being like, why is she asking me this?
Yeah. Sometimes if I feel like it's gotten quiet, I wait, a little bit and try to just engage in their stuff and then go back and just talk to them about something else for sure.
Yeah.
It can sometimes take time for people to warm up. But you've planted a lot of seeds. So that's what I feel like I've been doing lately with Coach Invites.
Yeah.
Especially with Instagram, because Instagram is such a cold market for me. It's a little bit, I don't know, it's harder to get to know people, I feel like, on Instagram because it's so big or something. So anyway, yeah, like I sent some invites like that this week that were just pretty much straight up like coaching right from the get-go. And then when they're like, no, I'm good with my, what I'm doing now, then I just moved the conversation into building a relationship.
Yeah. Well, one, she's like, one actually was a challenger invite. And because she's been posting about going to the gym, we were talking, she has 2 gym memberships, because she uses it for daycare for her kids. She goes to the gym, works out, takes her kids. That's her escape. She doesn't want to work out at home, which led to her, I was like trying to lead into, well, you can take my trainer with you to the gym. You can use, I asked her if she's using any supplements or anything, and what does she do for her nutrition? And she said, actually, the trainer at Lifetime, are you getting a lot of that lately? With that stupid new gym that opened by Baybrook. Oh, yes. But I guess one of her friends is a trainer there and helps her with all that stuff. So I led into, oh, well, maybe you could connect us. Maybe she'd be interested in doing. I'm like grasping. I feel like at anything at this point. But I'm getting bolder with my ask, which I guess is good.
I do sometimes just because it's kind of cocky, I guess. But when people are like, no, I'm good, it's not for me, I'm like, I'll turn it into a referral. And I'm like, well, if you know of anybody who would like to make an extra $500 or more a month than helping people in their health and fitness, then send them my way. And they're probably like,
wait. Yeah, that's good.
You may not want to make an extra $500, but
maybe your friend does.
Maybe your friend does. All right, cool. Well, the only other thing I would say, Ashley, is digging in with your current challengers, helping them get results and loving, making sure they're loving the products and Shakeology. Because I'll check on mine and they're like, well, I've only drank Shakeology one time this week because I'm not loving it. And then I've got to give them a little lecture. Like, all right, I've got to drink it every day and let me help you make it and get them on that. Because if I can get them loving Shakeology, hopefully I can get them moving on into more of a coach role. But yeah, checking on them. I've got all mine scheduled in Team Z to check on them personally once a week at least in there. So
yeah, so do I. But I don't think I've touched them yet this week. I'm actually have Team Z open right now. I'm going to do that when we get off of here.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Okay, Julie, you're up next, girl. Scale of 1 to 10, how'd you do on the tracker?
I think I did like a 7-ish. I really need to, and I know I'm like, preach this, but I really need to get better at saying my affirmations and stuff like that. So that's one thing I'm going to shoot for this week, is saying those before I sit down to work. And I didn't update it every day, but I tried to keep up. Like, I made sure it was updated this morning and stuff like that.
Perfect.
But I did all the stuff I needed to do.
And you signed 2 coaches. You signed 2 coaches?
Well, I'm supposed to, but they're like still I'm waiting for them to respond, like with what flavor Shakeology they want.
Okay.
So I'm basically right before you send the share cart.
Yeah. You could guess and just say, hey.
I know, just give them chocolate.
Yeah. Sometimes I do that. I'm like, I'll put chocolate in there. If you want me to change it, I'll go in and change it. But there's a link.
Yeah. So like, that's all I'm waiting for. And then I know it's the weekend and people have snow and all that stuff. So, and tomorrow's a holiday. So.
One thing I did today, I don't know if anybody's responded, so I can't tell you if it's effective yet, but I used to do this consistently and I got away from it. But I set up an event for our sneak peek from my like page. And do you know when you set up an event, you can invite and it will list all your groups that you have. And so I can go into my January Rock Your Resolutions group and I can click invite my challengers out of that group to hopefully see the link to my sneak peek. So I'm trying that to see if I get anybody click that they're interested in hearing more. Just an idea if anybody wants to try that. Julie, did you have anything else you want to add? Nope. Good. Awesome. Okay. Jessica, I'll unmute you. There you go.
Tracker, I was not as good with the keeping up with the tracker this week as what I was last week. I think it's me trying to find balance between my day job that was exceedingly frustrating this week, and so it was good to love y'all. Love y'all. So I think I just need to shift how, like yesterday I made my list and I sent out the 20 invites, and I had been sending a couple more, like just a couple. I wasn't consistent with the invites this week at all. So, but I think I'm going to have to end up turning it into, like, that's my weekend task, because to put out all the invites on the weekend, and then during the week, it's just follow up and conversation. But I'm scheduling everything in a Teamsy, so filtering through, like once it starts getting crickety, then I'm just going and seeking them out and liking their post or commenting on their post and trying to interact with them that way, or building relationships like you said you're doing. I feel like I'm also like kind of starting to break out of my shell as far as like being more bold with what I'm posting on social media. Like talking about the whole depression stuff that I'm dealing with, and just the balance of stress and life and depression doesn't it just doesn't make it easy. It doesn't make it easy. And so I feel like that's helping in the whole, like I have like 17 messages in my inbox, and that's a lot for me to go back. And so I think people are starting to, question for you though. I noticed on your post that you made of the video of the girls at the sleepover. And you have your like light thing that was by the TV. Do you just record your whole workout? Do you just record portions of it? I'm trying to get better about little, like putting snippets in my story and doing after watching the Janta Jackson, she did a call, I watched it.
Yeah, Jatana's super fancy.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to experiment more with Hype Type. What do you do for recordings?
I mean, sometimes I'm doing clips, but sometimes I'll just turn on my video and I'll let it record for like 3 or 4 minutes. But I cut it down. If I want to do like a long video to post on Facebook, I'll use iMovie to put the clips together that I want, and then I put royalty-free music that I bought off of iTunes in there. You can speed music up. That's like a normal song you would find on iTunes, but Facebook caught me doing that recently, so I stopped doing that. So I didn't want to get in trouble. So anyway, but for stories, I just grab little 15-minute chunks. But now when you do a story and you put it in there, if it's like a minute long, it breaks it up now for you. So it's pretty cool. In fact, I don't know how to do it where it doesn't do that when my story is like 17 seconds and I don't want it to do that. Does anybody know how to get it to not do that little second thing?
Yeah, if you press and hold on the video that you don't want, you press and hold, there's a little trash can that shows up above the video. You push the trash can, and that particular 15 seconds will go away.
Okay, good, because I'm always like, shoot, I gotta go cut it again.
Yeah, and I use the Slow Fast app. So sometimes I'll video my entire workout and I'll load the video into Slow Fast, and then you can actually cut it into 15-second segments there. So you don't have to worry about it going over.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's
awesome.
one called Cut Story as well.
I use Cut Story.
Yeah. So you can
personally,
but video and it will cut it in the 15 seconds.
Right, but that one you can't like speed up. So it's like a double process for Cut Story. You have to I hope y'all can hear me. Okay, because my kids are sliding down the stairs on a box, so it's pretty loud. But so I go to like Viva Video or iMovie and speed it up, and then put it in Cut Story to make the 15-minute or 15-second snips. So it's a little bit longer process.
Gotcha.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
I would keep it as simple as possible, Jessica. They don't have to be super fancy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't have a lot.
I guess I was. Go ahead.
I was saying you don't have a lot of time, so like, I mean, if you just put up a few little clips and add the music that's there on Insta Stories, and since it breaks it up for you now, like, that's fine.
Right. No, I the reason I was trying to experiment with it is that it's like the same 30 people are watching my stories.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to change it to get more people to watch. And
you add a hashtag to stories. Do you know how to do that?
On Instagram, yeah. And I need to bust through that one a little bit harder too, as far as like my comfort level with Instagram. Right now, I'm just like super comfy cozy with Facebook, and so I just I have to make myself. So usually I do the stories, get them all hyped, and then I anyway. Yes, I'll try. Yes, I will. I will be better at Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, my stories sometimes I go through and I'm like, okay, it's the same people, but yeah. You can, I don't know, you can add locations to it, and then the hashtags as well. I need to get better about figuring out how to do that. I'm not an Instagram expert, but maybe we can ask Ashley Shaw that tomorrow night, since she's our like social media expert person.
Well, I follow Jenna Yee because she's also a band director who's totally killing it at rocking the Beachbody business, and so that's kind of where I got the idea from. But she puts lots of words like while in the background, like talking to him. So what I've started doing is I just Google like inspirational quotes, and I just copy paste an inspirational quote to give them something to read while they watch me work out. Maybe, hopefully that might help a little bit.
Interesting.
I don't know. Just experimenting, seeing what catches. Anyway, I think that's it.
Mine the other day went from the Baby Shark song to Salt and Pepper on the next slide. My social media person was like, from Baby Shark to Salt and Pepper, huh? I'm like, what can I say? I like those songs. All right, awesome. Christine, Carol, you're next. Hey, girl.
Hi.
Hello.
So I did not do the tracker. I was just looking for it. I know I asked for it before, but I'm not even sure where to find it. I pulled it up on my phone.
Let me show you real quick so you know for next week.
Is it, I mean,
it's sometimes hard to edit those things on your phone.
Because I'm on my computer and I can't find it. Where?
See, Megan, I said, she was, Julie, you know who Megan is. I was like, I need to get a picture. And she's like, Kristen, I've been doing this for how many years now? All right. So it's under announcements. So see all. I could unpin this and maybe that other thing would be, let's do this.
Under now.
The top. See this? So it's pinned to the top. Yeah. And just so you guys make sure at the bottom, I may need to put a new tab for next week. Yeah, I do. So there's tabs. So make sure you're updating the right tab.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I would say overall, I had a pretty good week. It was my first week kind of diving into everything.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out the best way to track all the people that I'm talking to and finding what works for me. Mm-hmm. I've sent out a lot of invites. I am doing a challenge group starting on February 4th. I've already gotten one person actually signed up, but I'm hoping I have about 6 more that have said yes, but haven't actually gotten them to pay it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited about that. I have another week, you know, to really get everyone on board.
Cool. Sounds good. So do they have the links already? It's freezing on me. Hang on.
I can hear you. I don't know where Kristen went.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I said I was unstable for a minute.
Oh, gotcha. So yeah, and I have 2 of those that said yes to coach for the discount. But once again, just trying to get them to pay.
Okay, cool. Sometimes I go ahead and add them into the group. And then as I start posting stuff, you know, they're seeing it. So I'll message them, say, hey, added you to the group. Let me know as soon as you're able to get your order in. I'm going to send you over some information, which I'm working on a coach checklist. I hope to have that to you guys in the next couple of days. Whitney's making one of the videos for me, and so is Stephanie. But it's going to be something, a really cool tool that you all will have access to send your challengers. It has a welcome video. It just basically goes over why we do the things that we do in a challenge group, why we're going to take before and after pictures and drink Shakeology and the containers and all of that. Has a video from Autumn on how to do the containers, and then the links to her fixate recipes and just some other things. So everything's very streamlined in one place for them, rather than having to search in the Facebook group all the time for all this stuff. So I really think if, you know, as long as they look at it, it's really going to help set them up for success right from the get-go. A video on Shakeology, educating them on that, and then a video on meal planning as well. You know, because we want our challengers to stay on Shakeology, so teaching them the importance of that is super important. So, and I'm excited about that, so I'll get that to you guys hopefully really soon. But that's something,
Okay.
as soon as they sign up or they haven't signed up, you know, you can say, hey, as soon as you sign up, let me know. I'm going to send you over our new coach, our new challenger checklist, so you can get started on something.
Okay.
Okay.
And for the challenge that starts on February 4th, I mean, can I go ahead and set up the group and get people added? Okay.
I can set it up and start putting some information in there, like some meal plans and a welcome post. Like, hey, welcome to our group. Where are you from? What Shakeology flavor are you drinking? What workout are you going to be doing? Why did you decide to join this group? Get them talking in there. So hopefully that'll have a little bit of urgency for your people who haven't ordered.
And the other question, I know I talked to Ashley a little bit about this, was the, you know, the pros and cons of using Facebook groups and then the challenge tracker.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think you can try them both. I like the tracker in the sense that you can actually see, you know, how many Shakeologies they've drank and how many workouts they've done for the week. I like that. I just found it hard to try to be in both places, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, my friend Ruth, who I actually got the challenger checklist idea from, she does both. She sets them up in the challenge group and says, hey, the challenge group's more for interacting and engaging with other people, and the app is more for just logging your information. So that's how she uses it. So you could do that. And some people don't love engaging. Some people feel overwhelmed with that, but they want to be able to check off that they did it for accountability. So that may work. You know, you could try both and see if you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I just feel like sometimes on the Facebook groups, I mean, I know I miss things, and maybe it's because I have so many groups going on. So I was thinking about doing the challenge tracker because it's very focused.
Mm-hmm. It's a great tool. I like it. I should probably go back and try it again. I started doing a poll in my group where they essentially do a similar thing. They check off that they did their shake and their workout and engaged in the group. But now it looked like Facebook wasn't wanting me to pin it to the top, which it was working. I'm gonna try it again this week and see if it'll work. But that was working well too, because people like checking things off just to show that they did it. So that's another option too if you don't want to do both things. But, so I would set up like Monday shake, Monday workout, Monday engagement in the group, Tuesday shake, Tuesday workout. The only thing is the poll doesn't post in order like I set it up, but as I start checking things off, it puts things kind of in order. So it works. Just another way to do it. All right. Anything else? Good?
I think that's it.
All right, cool. Okay. Christina.
Yeah, sorry, it was confusing earlier because you were talking about Christina.
Christina West, yes.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, I probably didn't do as well on the tracker this week because like I told you, I have some catching up to do tonight. So I actually doing it on the was not as good as last week. But I'm in there, I'm filling it out. I'm doing pretty much everything else. I'm doing my connections and things like that. And I started using Teamsy again. I did get my problem figured out on my own.
Good.
Because nobody ever wrote me back. So I have been using Teamsy, so that's been good. I think I don't know if I have any like really. I think like I'm keeping up with the tracker, but as far as like the diamond plan that you guys shared, which seems really simple, I haven't kept up with that because I know I haven't done as many like coach invites as the plan requires, which would probably be why I'm not as far along as it says. But yeah, as far as the tracker, I don't know, probably like a 6 this week.
And you said, she messaged me a while ago, she said, I'm gonna get it done tonight.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, cool. All right, girl. Anything?
Well, just from what Carol was saying, so I've started using just the tracker just because that's kind of what I've noticed my people like. Like I don't do a group on Facebook, and I have quite a few people that actually aren't on Facebook, so there was like no way for me to support them. So this is with the tracker, they can use their Beachbody account, and so I can help support them that way. And it's I don't know if it's as interactive. I don't know. The last time I did a really good tracker group, I feel like it was almost more interactive than Facebook. Just because I think sometimes on Facebook, I don't know, but like, I mean, there's so many groups. I'm in so many groups, and so are other people. So like notifications and stuff can get lost. And so, so I really like the tracker, just like you said, because of the reason, like they check off workout, Shakeology, and it syncs. So some of it you don't even have to check off. But I personally like the tracker even as a coach, because then I can, when you go in your portal, like, okay, that person is not logged in, so I need to check in. Either they're not logging or something's going on. And so as a coach, I think I like the tracker a little bit better than the Facebook group, because it helps me see, even if they aren't engaging, it helps me see who's doing stuff or who maybe I need to check in with a little bit more than once a week. But that's just my 2 cents.
I need to go back to the tracker a little bit. You need to do it. I just hate inputting everyone's emails and all that stuff every time. It's just another step in it. But it is it's a good tool. It really is.
It is a good tool. I don't know. It was a call, I think, before the first of the year. I listened to it while I was driving all over the country during the holiday. And basically, she doesn't do monthly groups. It's just one group that she continually adds to, and it's just ongoing. And so that's kind of where I'm going with that, because for the same reason, I hate I don't want to go through the whole invite process to the tracker again. So I just kind of made my group like long term, and I'll add people in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm liking the tracker better than Facebook for me so far. And I don't always check in with like a photo like I did in the challenge group, but I feel like I do more videos in there, so it's almost more interactive for me, just because like there's a 3-minute max, so I know I'm not gonna like just go long-winded in there, and so I just pop in, do a quick video, and call it good for the day, kind of.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Awesome.
So just something to think about.
Awesome. Thank you. iPhone Robin. Hello, Robin.
Yes, hold on. Okay, you unmuted me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sorry, I'm like getting lower and lower in my bed. It's my bedtime. So I would probably say I did about 7 to 8, only because I need to get better at filling out the darn tracker online, not just in my own file. So I have some more invites to do tomorrow. I'm kind of circling back around and asking people that I asked when I first started coaching. So, yeah.
Okay. Anything you need help with? Any questions?
There's always help needed, but not necessarily.
Okay. All right, girl. Well, message me if you have any. We have a 281 number. Who is that? I unmuted you.
That's me. It's Stephanie.
Oh, Stephanie Moraldo. Hello, girl.
Hello. Sorry, we don't have Wi-Fi, so I couldn't use my computer to log in. I was like, oh, awesome.
You don't have Wi-Fi at your house, or you don't have Wi-Fi where you're at right now?
We don't have Wi-Fi at our house because it went out because they're putting in a pipeline at the end of our cul-de-sac. And so they hit the line. So we're just kind of, patiently waiting for that to be fixed for, I don't know, I think we're on day 5 or 6 now. So.
My Wanda.
Yes. It's been a little bit crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how did you do besides that?
Besides that, I feel like I was very consistent. I did what needed to be done every day. Did it all on my phone. So I wasn't able to update the tracker online. But other than that, like I've done it, I've kept up with it. And, that's starting to, I was a little bit off track before we started this group. And so now I'm kind of starting to see it come back around. I've sent out 2 links, and I believe both of them have actually followed through. So.
Okay, cool.
That's exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, anything that you're struggling with or have a question about?
I guess the biggest thing is like, after you've talked to someone, like what's kind of your time frame to invite once you've started that conversation? Is there a time frame, or you just kind of go with what you feel?
I've actually started going more into it more quickly. I've shifted that from what I used to do. I used to be like, oh, build a relationship for a while. I mean, especially with Instagram, I feel like it's more, especially if they're following my page and they're watching my stories. Obviously, I post a lot about fitness and what I do, right? So I go more directly into it.
Right.
A lot especially from Instagram. So it's kind of like, hey, I saw you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Love on my post. Were you wanting some more information on my upcoming virtual fitness boot camp or something like that? Or even if they're following my stories, I'll say, thanks for following my stories. Did you happen to see my post about my upcoming virtual boot camp? Have you thought about joining in on one with me? So I'll just go right into it.
Okay.
Facebook,
yeah.
it's like a random person that I've met in a Facebook group, I don't just directly invite them to a challenge group right then.
Okay.
I think I'm like engaging on a fitness or coaching type post maybe, but it's a little different
Right.
for me because I mean,
Yeah.
friends group, and that would be, I think they'd be annoyed if I invited them right up front. But
Right.
has really opened up a whole new level of being able to invite more than I ever used to.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I've been pushing myself to invite 10 people a day to something, whether it's a free group,
That's awesome.
all together. And being on a tracker like this has been what's really pushed me to do that. And Instagram has been what's allowed me to have more of the network to do that. Facebook
Gotcha. Okay.
struggle there. But anyway, yeah. So whether you're being consistent, you guys, with finding people on, maybe set a timer for like 20 or 30 minutes that you are finding new people on Instagram and engaging with people to hopefully bring new followers to your page. I mean, I am paying for a service right now to help me grow my Instagram page. So that's drawing people to me. It's kind of like,
Are you paying for STEM Social?
no, I'm not using STEM anymore. I'm using 21 Social. So they're better as far as like quality, I think. I mean, they're a little more hands-on. Like STEM Social, you have to be really, I mean, unless you're paying for one of their higher packages, I guess. But 21 Social, they're handling all that for me. I told them pretty much who I want to target as far as like my niche, things that describe me. And then it brings people to my page, and I engage with people who start liking my page and commenting on my stuff. So anyway, I like it. It saves me that time from having to go find people. So sometimes I still do that a little bit, but I don't have that, pressure of feeling I've got to go do that. They have some smaller packages. Oh my gosh, my dogs are fighting over something. Sherry Beasley is paying for a smaller package of theirs. It's like $80 a month. Because I'm paying like $230 right now, which is pretty high. But if you wanted to start something smaller, I think they have one like in a $60 range, $80 range. Oh my goodness. That you could try out. So anyway, I think of it as like having an assistant, to help me with that. Outsourcing a little bit. All right. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I just look at your tracker, and trackers drive my brain insane. Like, how did you, because I know that you're a Sapphire personality too. Uh-huh. So Excel sheets just like make me go crazy. How did you get out of the mindset of I have to look at sheets like this all the time for your business? I mean, obviously I just not printed, but I exported like all of my customers. And I imported them into MailChimp and all that stuff, but still, like, my brain is going in a million different directions. Plus, like I told you on a voice message, I'm ready to go. So when I'm ready to go person, I just kind of go all in. So I think I do a lot all at once. These groups, and I always get care of them because I'm like, do it, I can maintain it.
You're freezing.
So how did you like get over?
How did I start getting over the tracker? Well, I was in a group like this. Sorry, my internet is like sucking tonight, so you were chopping up a little bit, but I think I got the gist. But the tracker, I was using a tracker like this in a group with Josh Coates. Actually, I don't know if you've heard of him. He's a English coach. But Summer had connected us with him and a few other people, and we were in a group, and he put us on a tracker, and he's basically like, look, trackers don't lie. You know, we can have really good intentions about what we want to do with the business, what we set out for our intention for the week to get accomplished. And we want to pat ourselves on the back because we had good intentions. But when you actually have to put it on paper as to what you got done, you know, that's not lying as far as your results. And so, and focusing on not necessarily the outcome, you know, because, you know, there's a lot of days where we're going to send a bunch of invites and not necessarily have anybody sign up, right? Am I frozen? Can y'all hear me okay? Hope y'all can
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just, you know, focusing on
Yes.
the fact that we did the activities and we got things done. I like that because I'm kind of squirrely, especially like with social media, for example. Oh, what do I want to post today? I know I need to put a coach post up someday, you know, a couple of days this week, and I need to put something up about my challenge group. But I like the way I just copied what Josh gave us. I just took the numbers down a little bit. But I like the layout because it makes me, okay, I got to do a product post today. I need to do a lifestyle post today. So make sure I get those things in during the week. And giving me a set plan for what I need to do in my team page. You know, and doing it with a, not with a perfection mindset. You know, I miss some things here and there too. Or I have things on different days, and that's okay. But getting the gist of it done for the week is I like it. It keeps me more focused, and I feel like I get more done. And sometimes I'm like, have I done enough today? You know, did I send enough invites? Did I do enough connections? Well, if I completed that tracker, I've done my stuff. Like, I've gotten the bulk of what I need to do. I can move on with my day and go hang out with my kids and not stress about it. I use TeamZ to track my business and my invites and follow-ups. That just works for me. Paper and pencil, because I'm talking to so many people, just started to get a little overwhelming to keep up with. People falling through the cracks. So anyway, does that help a little bit, Christina? I think you're freezing on me though. I'll unmute you.
Oh, she left. Oh no, there you go. Her goals are like way bigger than my brain is. I can't like, I just can't wrap my head around it yet. But and then I watched the goals thing that you sent out, like make goals that make you want to puke or whatever. So she sends out 26 invites a day, pretty much like 5 coach invites every single day. And I asked her, I was like, are you forming anymore? And she doesn't. She does not form at all. Cold turkey. And I can't manage forming with all these people. But she's sitting at Success Club 32 right now at the same time. So I'm like, is that what, I don't know if like I need to start moving in that way, but it feels so not organic, like the way that I've always done it. But I also haven't hit numbers like that before either at the same time.
Yeah.
He's like, my Instagram name has fit in it. So these people, I know they can see my stories and see that I'm constantly talking about this. Why I should be basically forming with them and letting them know through my stories so that as soon as we become friends, I have an invite. And she's also the one that told me about STEM Social. And she said that she's only been doing it since the 1st of this month, and she's sold 2 challenge packs out of newbies that she's gotten too. And she's doing a package that's like $40 a month or something along those lines. But obviously from doing it her way.
Yeah, well,
but I don't know if that's not really like I feel like that's a shallow business too, at the same time, not so much depth like we've always talked about, but I don't know.
Can y'all hear me? Okay. The way that I heard it recently that I thought it just stuck with me was that if they're in your Instagram, you know, watching your stuff, then they're in your business. And you know, it's more, like I said, I feel like I'm be more upfront and invite them right from the get-go off Instagram versus my Facebook page. And it's almost like on Instagram, especially if you just keep beating around the bush and don't just directly invite them, it's kind of like, okay, why are you keep talking to me? It's like, like, what do you want? It's almost like better to be just straightforward and just invite. And then if they end up being like, if they say no, then I just back into the building relationship from there, you know, versus the other way around.
Right. So she said she adds at the very end, she says, also, please let me know if you want me to take you off the list for me to stop following up. I never want to be a bother, but I want you to know, I want you to feel like I haven't given up on you either. And she's like, every time she sends that, she has only gotten 2 people that say, take me off your list. And she invites 26 a day. But she sends that out and everyone's like, oh yeah, check in with me later. And she's like, that leaves the door open for me to come back next week or the next month when I'm running the next challenge group. And it comes back around. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is genius. Why haven't I been doing this? But at the same time, I'm like, I feel like it's so not natural for me to just send, hey, I saw you watch my video. I would love for you to be a part of my challenge group, and never form with them at all. Sometimes I don't even know their name.
Into it. Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah.
If they're watching your video, go right into it. Why not? But will you post those invite examples in our page? Because that would be cool to look at those.
Yeah. I mean, she has sent me an invite, follow-up, PB&J, direct message for email stuff, and her additional follow-up. She's also sent me her entire day tracker that she does. I mean, she overwhelmed me. She's like, I feel like I'm scaring you the first night. I'm like, no, I just want to be able to offer you something, and I feel like I'm sitting here soaking in all this information. But since I talked to her, I've hit Success Club 10 this week and signed 2 coaches. So, I mean, obviously it's working, right? But I don't know. It's just
raising that level of activity. So
Right.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, I'll let y'all go because I know it's getting late. Robin's probably asleep over there. Miss East Coast. Good night, Robin. Thank y'all for being on. Let's have a rockin' week. You got this. Update the tracker if you haven't already, and I'll add a new tab for you guys for next week. So make sure you look for the tab with the right date so you don't update the wrong week. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.